Let's get one thing out in the open. It feels so good being back in tournament golf. Played my first real tournament this past week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, up in Rocky Mount, North Carolina. I made a video about the preparation. It was really well received. It seems that some people have learned from it and have been implementing that into their prep, and that's just really awesome to see. And thank you for sharing your successes, because you're learning a little bit from what I do. That is amazing. I'm very grateful, very humbled, and I have a few people that are just telling me I should pack it in, and cool. Thanks. I mean, I'm doing what I love, and yeah, whatever. So this is a breakdown of how I played, what went right, what went wrong, and basically it's going to be a two-part this week, because I've got my stats that I kept throughout the week, and I posted a little thing on Instagram. People were like, hey, how do you keep your stats? And I made a video about my stat spreadsheet, I think 2 years ago, but I've really unpacked it more. I've made my stat spreadsheet a little bit more robust. So I'm going to make a video about these stats, what I've learned from these stats, having played these 3 rounds, and how I will take that into my practice. So basically, Thursday's video was the pre-round, the pre-tournament stuff. Today is the tournament stuff. And then the next video is the post-tournament stuff, how to take what you've learned out of your play, be it good, be it bad, work on it or maintain it. So let's dive into how I played. I do have the score linked up there. I shot 74, 75, 77. Nice to play 3 rounds. Obviously, those aren't scores that are gonna do anybody any good. Like I said at the very, very start, I'm incredibly happy to be competing again. I'm very grateful. I broke my arm in January, and who knows, maybe I was never gonna be able to play golf again if this didn't heal properly. And when I went up to try to US Open and Canadian Open qualifying, and how painful and restricted that was, that had me very scared. Pressed through it. We've spent a lot of time in the gym, and things are coming along. There's still some flaws and some areas of my game that I struggle in because of my arm. Specifically long irons. Long irons are still, they used to be the strength of my game, something I was really confident with. But long irons right now are something that I'm struggling with a little bit. Just the length of the iron, the weight of it, it's easy for me to get a little deep with it. And when I get a little deep with it, there's just not enough muscle in my arm yet, because I'm doing something wrong and I need to kind of save it. There's just not enough muscle there yet. So yeah, I chunked far too many long irons than anyone would like to chunk in 3 rounds. But let's break it down, these rounds. The first round, 74. I hit a lot of fairways. I hit 10 out of 14 fairways. Actually, all 3 rounds, 10, 10, and 9. That's really good off the tee. Greens, not so much. Hitting the most amount of greens in that first round, 12. But the thing that I want to talk about is on my little score sheet, I put little dots. I don't know if you can see. I put little dots. Not when I make a mistake or make a bogey, but when I get in my own way, essentially, or have a bad thought over the ball, or made a non-committed swing or choice. And the dot tally was 4 dots round 1, 7 dots round 2, and 10 dots round 3. So those 4 dots in round 1 were just the 8th and 9th hole. I was even par through 7, going along pretty well. 1 bogey, 1 birdie, gave myself chances. But then the 8th hole, 3 iron par 3, chunked it. 9th hole, middle of the fairway, made a terrible bogey with a 9 iron. Both of those were just mental lapses over the ball, not trusting, a bit of fear, and dots. And it's kind of like the training wheels were just off. Like, I hadn't played competitive golf since December. It's been a long time, and it's not quite like riding a bike. I've played 3 rounds of golf prior to these 3 rounds of golf. I've played 9 holes here or there, and that's fun. Like, I shot 61 one day a week before going out to this tournament. So the game's there, but when you go into tournament golf, it's just a different animal, and getting the mind and the body in sync is key. And that's a huge, huge principle from Zen Golf, the best golf book I've ever read. And it's really easy for me with chipping and putting to have the mind and the body in sync, but the long game, the mind and the body just weren't in sync too many times. So shoot that 74, so made those 2 dots on 8 and 9, battled back on the back 9, giving myself chances, nothing going in, and then unfortunately a bad 3-putt from 30 feet puts me to 3 over, and then try, and then birdie 18 to shoot 2 over. Second round, pretty much the same thing. Got off to a worse start, started bogey, gave myself chances, made a birdie. Again, that 8th hole, long iron, chunk it short of the green, make bogey, so that puts me back to 2 over, I believe. Oh yeah, but then I made a good run. I birdied 10, I birdied 11, but unfortunately I really mismanaged short game shot to bogey 12. Yeah, so that put me back to 2 over. Oh yeah, chunked a long iron short of a green on a par 3. Oh no, I did that twice on the back 9. So yeah, I was back to 1 over. Yeah, I got to even, and then 1 over, and I chunked the next 2 par 3s, chunked long irons short, and I think I made a birdie. The scorecard's up online, but ultimately I came to the 18th hole, par 5, with a long iron in my hand. Very gettable par 5, just have to hit the fairway off the tee. Had a 4 iron in my hand, chunked it, and then didn't get up and down for par, so shoot 75. And that was kind of frustrating, but went to the range, practiced for a couple hours, just getting my rhythm, getting my thought process clicking. And then round 3, just a really bad start, starting with a double on the very first hole. Just kind of lapse and thinking off the tee, hit it in the trees, make double bogey. And then I did the same thing on the 4th hole, hit in the trees, make a double bogey. Yeah, par. And then that 8th hole, chunk a 3 iron short of the green, make a bogey. 9th hole, same type of bogey I made in round 1. I turned it like 6 over par. And then it was just like, hey Andrew, just hit greens. 3-putted the 10th hole, because I was just kind of reeling a little bit. I was never down on myself, but I was reeling quite a bit. 3-putt that hole. Give myself a chance on 11, the par 5, just missed it from 10 feet. Then hit it to 4 feet on 12, hit it to 4 feet on 13, so birdie, hit it to like 10 feet on 14, flip out. Then again on the 18th hole, long iron in, get a little deep, chunk it, make par. So, I mean, obviously the scores were terrible, but there were some good things, and hitting a lot of fairways is a good thing for me because that's always been the weakness of my game. And when I make a video of breaking into these stats, it's gonna be a little more detailed, but the pull away is obviously didn't hit enough greens, 3-putted 3 times in round 3, which is inexcusable. Scrambling was poor, and that was all just misjudging the fern greens basically, but it was following a bad shot with a bad shot. And that's what I always say on this channel to help people lower their scores is don't make 2 bad shots in a row, and I hit a bad iron, and then I follow with a bad chip, and then there you make a bogey. I was never in really like impossible situations, but I just made careless bogeys. It sucks to not play the way you think you can play. But all that being said, I'm grateful. I shot 10 over, but I'm quite pleased that I was able to play 54 holes, no pain, no thoughts of withdrawing, and that is huge because that's a demon that I've been battling obviously in my past mentally, but then there's this new demon of can I physically cut it anymore because of this surgery? But I kind of got over that demon, so that's huge. What's next? I wanted to play their tournament on the Swing Thought Tour next week, but that's not in the cards. I think if I had really not shot a fantastic score in the final round, but had my mind and my body in sync in that final round, I would have been happy to play the 2-day event next week because, again, another guaranteed purse. Just awesome opportunity on the Swing Thought this summer, but I'm not ready. I'm not... Someone sent me Brooks Koepka's Travelers Championship press conference, and he was talking about when he first got on tour, like trying to make cuts, and he was right around the cut line, and then trying to top 10, top 35, he's right around there, and then now it's about winning. And that thought process, I went into this tournament just wanting to get my feet wet again, and I knew that if I played well, I would play well, and that would have been in that top 40%, make money, and maybe if I was really on song have a chance to be in one of those last 2 groups going to the final round. But if I were to go look at next week, honestly, I don't believe I could win, so I'm not gonna play. I only have a small amount of money allocated to play tournaments this summer, so I want to use it wisely. This one was great to like learn what I needed to learn about the wake of this injury, and now it's like, okay, you got to get to work. And you're gonna see in the next video how I'm gonna take what I've learned from the statistics of this tournament, what was good, what needs to be better, and how I'm gonna do it. You're gonna see how I'm gonna work on that, and it's time to really dig into it. I feel different. My perspective is so much different. Like I've come off this injury that could have conceivably stopped me from playing competitive golf. The level of gratitude I have is through the roof, and I enjoyed every single shot of those 54 holes. So, and that's huge. I can't honestly say that's happened in a long time. So now it's time to really take this attitude, this mindset, this frame of mind, learning from my good, my bad, my ugly, and going and getting to work, because that's where the secret is. I'm working hard on my body, working hard on my game, working hard on my mind, my physique. I'm 35 years old. Got a lot to do in the wake of this surgery, but we are on the right track. That is for damn sure. I'm pumped. I'm really excited, and this isn't just hyperbole. This isn't just being positive for the sake of being positive. This is honesty, and if I shoot 75 every time I tee it up this year, if I feel like this afterwards, I won. And that's what matters, because for years I would shoot good scores or bad scores and feel awful afterwards, and that's not winning. So that's where we're at. I hope you enjoyed this breakdown of what went down. I hope you learned from the pre-round preparation, and I'm really excited to show you the post-round come down and work. So give this video a thumbs up, subscribe. Let me know how you're playing. I want to hear these successes. I want to hear the resiliency. I want to hear it all. So let me know down below, and I'll see you in a few days. Peace.